And we are live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Horse Syndicate Discourse. This is our last show of the year, just of 2020. What a shitty year. But we're going to just talk about whatever we want, kind of get into why we love horror. We're glad you're with us if you're with us. If you're not with us, you're against us. But I'm bringing on the panel tonight. Excuse me, I just ate my dinner. We're a little short-handed tonight, so I'll bring on Seth. Seth, how are we doing?
Good, how are you?
Okay. And Jared. Nobody's watching that. And there's Jared. Oh, you guys switched spots. How about that?
What up, butt loves?
Welcome for joining.
Welcome for joining.
Right off the top, I want to mention that on Wednesday next week, Jared and I are going to be teaming up with award-winning director Mike Lombardo, director of Untitled White Doomsday, and Brian Enright, star of Hideout, to do a little reunion show of our old THS Lives days. We're just going to talk for an hour or so about what's been going on and things we've seen, and we'll probably try to get Brian to laugh at the Boneyard again. So please join us on Wednesday for that special event. It is a special event. It's probably a one-time thing, and we'll be back with Nathan, Seth, and Jared in January. But for now, we're going to talk about horror stuff. So let us know if you're out there watching. Hit the subscribe button if you're going to watch this on YouTube or you want to watch any of our YouTube stuff. If you haven't shared the Horror Syndicate with your friends, shame on you. But as you can see, we've got Seth and Jared here and myself. And we got this beautiful new banner, which was made by Jay Sloan, good friend of mine, who also does the Rage of Razor's Crest show, even though the Razor Crest is toast now. How are we doing tonight, fellers?
Living slowly. How about you guys?
Mr. Daddy Daytona is out here. Thanks for being patient. Cooking dinner took a little bit longer than I expected. And then eating it. And then, of course, my internet decided to take a shit all over everything. So I had to restart everything. I need a new router really bad. And I'm just like in denial about needing to buy one. You know, it's like I need a new router, but I also need a Boba Fett helmet. I also need to get the care package on Blu-ray. It's like I got, you know, this is working okay. I actually today, mail day, I got my science project on Blu-ray in the mail today. So I'm very excited about that. I'm gonna watch that after the show, and then if I have time, I'll squeeze in some Live and Let Die because it's Bondsmas, guys. It is Bondsmas. Steph, you down to do a Rage of Razor Bonds show sometime near the end of the month?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I know you are. I know you are. You dirty little bitch. I know you are. I'm excited. I'm not excited this is the last show of the year. Got some unfortunate news. Keith probably won't be back with us next season. He's going to pursue some things on his own, which I'm excited to see what he does because, you know, I look at him like a little brother. I want to see him succeed. I mean, the Horror Syndicate has been kind of a jump off for a lot of people. Brian has gone on to acting. Mike was already doing stuff on his own, but, you know, people come and go, and that's fine. I'll say the same thing I say to everybody. Disinfect your headset, come back anytime. So if anybody can tell me what that's from, you win nothing. So we were going to talk about werewolf stuff, but we're gonna talk about all kinds of different stuff tonight. I wanted to kind of get into why we love horror, as the topic to my live stream before we went live tonight was, do you even like horror? Do you even love horror? And I know that if you're watching, you do. So tonight, the people who are watching, in the comments, please tell us what your favorite horror movie is. No matter what it is, don't be ashamed. Daddy Daytona says helmet first. Absolutely. But I need to buy 3 of them. So, and that's okay. That's like $300. Easy. So no router for me. So let's start with Jared tonight. Let's talk about your favorite horror movie. What is your favorite horror movie? Tell us why.
And that's such a tough question to even answer.
I know. You're not a list guy.
I am really not. And I mean, you've known me for a while, and I like all movies from every generation that has, even going back to the 20s. You guys know I love Nosferatu, but if I had to, like, just on the spot say what a favorite movie is, and I know I'll probably decide tomorrow that wasn't the best choice, but on the spot, Lucio Fulci's The Beyond is probably my favorite movie of all time.
Now there's no wrong answer.
I mean, growing up, Jaws, amazing movie. You can't replace that. Like,
I'm glad you said The Beyond though, because we need to entice Seth to watch Italian horror. So, without spoiling it, because I know you haven't seen The Beyond or any Fulci movie, as far as I know, what is it about the movie that you love? Without spoiling anything, I mean, you can say it has the bleakest ending in all of horror. That's about all you can say, though.
Yeah, which has been actually redone in other movies too that homage that ending.
Josh Laterno, he says he's not a list guy either, brother.
Thanks, bro. But I mean, anybody that watches our show, we cover a lot of popularized horror movies, and Italian cinema a lot of times gets overlooked.
A lot of times. There it is.
Lucio Fulci. There it is. Lucio Fulci, Argento, hell, even the other guys like Umberto Lenzi and
Joe D'Amato.
There's a bunch of them. And there are so many movies out there too that you can add to your collection or even just rent and watch on streaming services. But I think it was in the middle 2000s. I was already out of college, so I was like 2005, 2006 that I came across Fulci.
Yeah.
And I literally had to watch everything that he ever did. And when I watched The Beyond, like, bare bones synopsis, a lady opens up a hotel and turns out that in the basement there is a gateway to hell in the basement.
Yeah.
And lots of crazy shit happens.
It's great though, because the opening of the movie is like a lynching of a guy who they think is a Satanist, Schweik.
Yeah, a warlock.
They stake him up by his hands and everything. It's pretty awesome. 1912 or some shit like that in the Bayou of Louisiana. I mean, one of the things I think people don't like about Italian horror is possibly the dubbing, and some of it's incoherent, but I love it. I'm with you. I discovered Fulci in 2004 with City of Living Dead, and I had no idea what I was watching, and it took me about 12 years to really enjoy it. What are the big three? What are the big three, guys? Freddy, Jason, and Michael Myers. Those are the big three.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And we're happy to see you as well. But yeah, Seth, I can't say you'll like Italian horror. You might appreciate it more than some people do. Maybe. I don't know. I love it. I've been hooked since I think 2015 or so, and I like. Well, I knew about Zombie, and that's probably where you should start if you're going to watch a Fulci movie. Is Zombie, and then
I've seen Zombie. Actually, I own that one.
That's his quintessential one for sure.
Yeah, and I've seen Suspiria. I think those are the only two Italian that I've seen. I believe.
In my opinion, Suspiria is not even Argento's best movie. He's got Jared
Inferno.
Oh, you son of a bitch! I thought you were going to say Profondo Rosso.
Deep Red.
Deep Red is what it's the American title. But yeah, Inferno, he's appeasing me because that's my favorite Argento film. Also, check out Argento's Dracula. It's a piece of shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really not good.
Rutger Hauer. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not good at all. Hey, Scott Montgomery's with us today. Who can kill a child in Italian? What?
Klinger.
Love the Jaws versus Zombies. So you've seen Zombies, so you know about the shark fight, right?
The shark fight, yeah.
I bought the 4K Blu-ray of Zombie.
And they actually had a real tiger shark for that scene.
Yeah, that was a tiger shark. They had a shark wrangler, too.
Yes.
I have I love showing off collection stuff, which we used to do on THS Lives. I have this edition of Zombie. I love it.
I wanted that one, but I got the bridge one.
Why'd you not get this one? This one's called Splinter. Yeah. Scott Montgomery brings up Mother of Tears. That's the third
one
installment of the trilogy, the Three Mothers trilogy, and it's the weakest of the three, but I really like it. I just wish it was made around 83 rather than, I think he could have held off on making Tenebra.
Or opera, or
Tenebrae. I've heard it pronounced so many ways, but they say it Tenebra in the movie. But he could have held off doing that and made Mother of Tears instead to complete the trilogy all around the same time, because there's Suspiria, Inferno, then Mother of Tears.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, Italian horror. I've got a list. There's a movie called Shock you should check out. It's Mario Bava's final film. And right now Shudder they're doing a Holly Gialli, all kinds of giallos. If anybody watched my live feed earlier, I showed off what Shudder has. Seth, if you don't have a Shudder, you're missing out, man.
I know.
It's the best streaming service for a horror fan, for sure. I'd say Amazon would be number 3, because honestly, Tubi is right up there with Shudder as far as having great horror content. And there's a lot of independent horror on there. Nick, thanks for dropping by, man. I appreciate it. Enjoy your 4 a.m. wake up call. But anyway, Seth, what about you? Favorite horror movie and why? Tell us why we should like that movie. Why we should watch it.
Well, my favorite horror
movie. So you can be brief if you need to.
What's that?
I said we're going to do a whole show on this movie, so be brief if you need to.
Okay.
Back in January.
Yeah, my favorite is American Werewolf in London, and I discovered it around the time where I was getting really heavy into supernatural related stuff like vampires and werewolves, and I was working on my first original screenplay, which was a werewolf one, and it's a story that's kind of near and dear to my heart. It's just, it's just a fun movie all around. I know some people don't really consider it horror because there's a lot of comedy elements to it, but
it's a horror comedy.
I don't know who those guys are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I know we're going to do a whole show on it, but it's just, I love the whole thing where, he sees his victims, there's the whole thing with them in limbo, and just the way it's handled, and, just good blend of comedy and horror, and it's just a really fun movie that I can watch over and over and never get bored with.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with it. It's a very good. It's probably the gold standard for werewolf movies overall.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's other great ones in my opinion. The Howling's a great one. The Marsupials is not. And no matter what Nathan says, I love Silver Bullet. So I'm gonna lower up my camera because it's like I feel like I look like a wizard. And Scott,
that seems like a good topic. Sorry, go ahead.
Let Sleeping Corpses Lie, which is an awesome movie made 1974. That one is, I think it's Scorpion releasing.
I think it's Spanish too.
Let Sleeping Corpses Lie?
I think so.
I think it's Italian. Torso is Spanish. No, Pieces is Spanish. It doesn't matter. It's a good movie.
Yes.
It's also called The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue.
Mm-hmm.
One that I'd like to get on Blu-ray, but it's damn expensive. It's on Amazon Prime right now, so you can watch it on Prime. Excellent movie. Jorge Grau.
Yeah, I think it's Spanish. It's still a fucking great ass movie though.
Yeah.
So Ray, what is your favorite on the spot?
It's a Nightmare on Elm Street, but I don't want to talk about that. We just did a whole show about Nightmare, and we did a commentary. I love A Nightmare on Elm Street, and that's the easiest movie I could say is my favorite.
That's fair.
Yeah, but there's like, what is there to say about it? We've talked about Freddy so many times,
Yeah.
and I don't think I need to go into it. I mean, if you don't know A Nightmare on Elm Street by now, you're probably not a horror movie fan. So.
And Seth making his comment brought up an interesting idea. Like, looks like Mark Graham's got a comment.
The Wolfman concept generally symbolizes an uncontrolled animal passion that humans have to control. Is that accurate? Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah.
What are you going to say, Jared?
Well, I was just the comment he made. It's a movie that you can just watch anytime. Like, if I'm sure Seth has another one that he could watch anytime. What would be a movie that you could just pop in, or even just if it's on Shudder already playing, you're just gonna
that happened to me yesterday, Jared.
Watch it anytime it's fucking on.
Day of Blood, Mario Baba was on Shudder because Shudder has 3 channels. You can just start there already. I was in the middle. I don't know if anybody's familiar. The girl was swimming in the lake, and that whole scene happened. And I'm like, I just got drawn in. I could probably watch that anytime. But Nightmare, Dream Master, I know Seth would agree with me on that. And honestly, I could probably watch any of Zombie, City of the Living Dead, or The Beyond anytime, anywhere, because I've seen them so many times. They're almost like comfort movies at this point for me. And Jason Lives.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it tends to actually be the horror comedy mashups like Return of the Living Dead, Dream Master, even Jason Lives. The fun horror movies.
Did we talk about Return of the Living Dead on the show at all?
No, we have not.
Oh my God, what the hell are we doing?
Exactly.
Whew.
We have to.
We're going.
We should also talk about part 3.
Nate, come on. We're going to talk about Return of the Living Dead. We're going to do a whole expose on the first 3 movies because the last 2 aren't great. Although I will say, I do like Rave from the Grave or Rave to the Grave.
Rave from the Grave, I think, yeah.
That's the only one I haven't seen. I own it, but I have not watched it yet.
Well, if Necropolis turns you off, Rave to the Grave.
Yeah, Rave to the Grave.
If that turns you off, watch.
They filmed them both back to back, I think.
There's a tar man in this.
Oh, is there? Yeah.
At the end of the movie, he's holding up a hitchhiking sign.
Nice.
Well, Gates of Hell is City of the Living Dead, also, Scott. So yeah, I love that's absolutely one of my favorites. It's called Gates of Hell. Also, my poster says Gates of Hell, but it's still City of the Living Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Same movie. Because if you didn't know this, Seth, every Italian movie has 17 titles. It's no.
I kind of got that with Zombie.
That's because
Zombie
thing. is a sequel to Dawn of the Dead, not like official. But then there's Zombie 3, Zombie 4, Zombie 5, and there's like 5 other zombie movies. And then there's Demons 1, Demons 2, which is also our Demons 2, and then Demons 3, which there's 3 different Demons 3s. There's the Ogre, there's the Church, and I think Black Demons.
Black Demons, yeah.
And then Demons 4, which is called the Sect. And then Demons 5, then there's Demons 95, which is also Della Morte Dell'Amore, which is also Cemetery Man. I don't know. That's part of the charm of Italian horror movies is the titles. The original, Brains. Actually, if you haven't seen the documentary, More Brains, I think is what it's called, for Return of the Living Dead, it's fucking phenomenal. I definitely recommend that. That actually may be on Shudder. It came with the Blu-ray, I think, for all my zombie stuff's right here. I think it came with the Blu-ray for the Scream Factory Blu-ray.
When it comes to me for a movie that I have seen,
It's a good all-around movie.
Yes, Scott. Yes, all around good movie. Daytona, checking in. But when it comes to a movie that I can watch all the time, I kind of go with what Seth is saying. Sometimes I like a little light with my horror, like Dead Alive. I hate to say it. Shaun of the Dead is also a fun one that I could just watch whenever it comes on. Like, I'll watch it.
Seth, have you seen Dead Alive?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's a movie.
Yeah, it is a movie.
It is a movie.
Actually, for the Kickstarter for my Operation Eclipse, Keith got the custom commission art from Jay, and he got Lionel with the lawnmower from that. So yeah, pretty awesome.
Yes.
Did you get
I haven't.
your
What's that?
your comic? Did you get it yet?
No, I have not.
Oh, it should be there any day now. He mailed them out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Dead Alive in a while, but like I remember specifically a scene on like a playground or something like that, and he's smashing the baby.
Yeah.
It cracks me up.
When are we getting that Blu-ray? Like Peter Jackson's been like doing Meet the Feebles and all his old movies in Dead Alive. It's like, when is that supposed to come out? I've been hearing about this for like 7 or 8 years now.
Supposedly he's still trying to, but he's got bigger projects to work with.
Then did they put out on Blu-ray at one point? Because I think on my Evil Dead 2 Blu-ray, there's like a.
It did, but it's like it's super rare. Like it's one of those that's like Dawn of the Dead. You know how rare Dawn of the Dead was before the Blu-ray. It's like that, maybe more.
Yeah. Okay.
I have it on DVD, an old DVD.
I was an idiot and bought it on Blu-ray.
How much did you pay for it?
Like $70.
That's not terrible because I've seen it upwards of 200. Yeah. So
I still feel like an idiot for buying it.
You have it. Well, let's go back. Daddy Daytona says he watches Shaun of the Dead at least 4 times a year and Hot Fuzz. I'm not a huge Shaun of the Dead fan. I liked it when it came out, but I will tell you the reasoning behind it. I saw it probably 300 times in 2006. Seriously, every time somebody came over to hang out, it's like, "Oh, you got Shaun of the Dead? Can we watch?" It's like, yes. And I've seen it probably more than the average person because of, and then, Reynolds, my son, was looking for horror movies. Like, what's this? Shaun of the Dead. I'm like, oh, come on. It's a good movie in its own right, but it got old pretty fast.
I do love Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz is good. I like all three. It's always been a favorite. I know it's not heavy. It's still a horror movie. It's a good movie. It's a fun movie.
I would consider it a family horror movie, sure.
Yeah. My kids love it. I love it. Watch it every Halloween season, no matter what. That's one of those in the rotation.
Kind of like Gremlins is too. Like,
yeah. Well, Gremlins is on Christmas rotation. Peter Jackson referenced Sumatran, Rat Monkey, and the King. Oh yeah, from Dead Alive. I haven't watched that in years.
That must have been an Easter egg that I didn't catch because I've only seen that King Kong version like twice, I think.
Yeah. I think that movie's underrated, honestly. I like it. Especially when they fall down and they're in that swampy area and all the creepy crawlies start coming towards them. Oh, good stuff. The new one, Kong's Skull Island or whatever, that's pretty good too.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, Dead Alive needs a Blu-ray 24/7. Too busy charging $90 for 4K Lord of the Rings. Yeah,
you're right.
I love Lord of the Rings and everything, but yeah, I agree. It's Lord of the Rings is already on Blu-ray, and we can't even get some of his other movies. It's not even just Dead Alive. Like I said, Meet the Feebles is another one I'd like to see. Bad Taste. Yeah, I mean Peter Jackson. He like did an announcement about this like 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know how long ago it was. I think I might have still been in diapers when that happened. Which was only 2 days ago, but whatever.
And it's just weird because that's where he got his start. Was making those kind of fucking really coarse and really fucking bad movies that were great.
With great one-liners like the one, I kick ass for the Lord.
Kick ass for the Lord.
Yeah, that's maybe one. I wonder if Nate would be out on that one if we did like a commentary on that. We should try. It'd be hard for some people because not everybody has copies. Do you have a copy of it, Seth?
No, I do not.
I guess we can't do that then.
Son of a...
Come on, Peter Jackson, get the copies out.
Yeah, I rented the VHS a long time ago. That's how long ago I've seen it.
My uncle, he recorded it off of TV. It was on TV, and he had a tape that said "Evil Dead, Dead Alive," and so, but he had them backwards, and so I watched Dead Alive and then Evil Dead, thinking Dead Alive was Evil Dead, and then Evil Dead was Dead Alive, like for years. And then when I was 16, when I got my license, there was a video store. All old movies were $1. So I'd go up every Friday, rent 10 movies for $10. That's a great deal. And started it from when I got to Evil Dead, or Dead Alive. I'm like, this is the wrong movie. Yeah, obviously I was wrong. I thought I was watching Evil Dead. No, I was watching Dead Alive. But common mistake, right? Right? I read an interview. He has full rights to Dead Alive. So yeah, I know. Well, I swear he announced it at some point that Dead Alive was getting a Blu-ray treatment, and they were to clean it up, make it look real nice, new commentary tracks, behind the scenes, all the good stuff us horror collectors need. So yeah, it is up to Peter Jackson. Get your shit together, man.
He has to know that it's gonna go over really well with the horror community too if he can actually fucking do a nice release of it.
Well, look at Friday the 13th. I know it's not in the same ballpark as Friday the 13th, but Friday the 13th, Scream Factory releases that box set, and they only had like 7,000 set aside or whatever, and they they got so overwhelmed that they're like, okay, let's get 1,300 more or whatever it was. So they actually had to make more of them. It's like horror fans are probably the biggest physical media collectors out there, and you know it's going to sell. And this time may end up passing Peter Jackson by. By the time he finishes fixing it, it may be fucking everything's digital at that point, and even maybe he's digital. I know M. Night Shyamalan is a cunt nugget, but I love Signs. Is he a cunt? I don't have any idea anything about him, but I actually like his first 4 movies or so.
M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Because I like The Sixth Sense, and there's a lot of horror fans that don't. I know that early on with the Horror Syndicate, they were like, "No, that's not horror." I'm like, "It's got ghosts. That's horror." I like Signs. What was the second one that he did?
Unbreakable.
Yeah,
his best movie.
Yeah, and then he did The Village after that. After that was his 4th one, I think.
What?
Which I did not hate The Village.
No, I like The Village actually.
It was slow, and I thought the twist at the end was interesting.
The one that I did not like was the one with the wind. What was that one called? The Happening.
The Happening with Mark Wild.
What makes him a cunt nugget? The Happening.
That's
a terrible title.
Well, Amber's a Avatar: The Last Airbender fan, so she's a little chapped about that movie.
Oh. As long as she's not an Avatar, James Cameron fan. Well,
which we're still waiting, James. Jesus, it's been fucking 10 years or more.
I would say, back to Shyamalan, my favorite movie by him is Lady in the Water, though. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that one.
I haven't seen that one.
Good. Yeah. It's good. Shauna. Sixth Sense, Unbreakable set, Lady in the Water.
Which was the one we did with the little kids at Grandma's house?
The Visit?
Was that The Visit?
Is that his movie?
Yeah.
I don't know if he directed it or if he produced it. Sometimes I get him confused. Like the Devil
I think he
movie,
directed it.
Elevator, I don't know if he directed that one.
Which one?
Devil movie in the elevator.
No, he didn't direct that one. He wrote it, but he didn't direct it.
Yeah. I thought that was effective in the elevator. It was probably a better movie because he didn't direct it.
I just didn't like the voiceover narration from the main character. It just seemed a little cheesy.
From what movie?
Devil.
If anybody wonders why I look down all the time when I'm doing the shows, is because my computer's here, and I hate that it's my camera's there, my computer's here, so that's why I'm looking at these two idiots here. Let's not discuss the Avatar live action. I didn't even bother watching that. So Avatar. It was good. I liked The Visit. That was a surprising one in the mid 2000s, along with movies we watched. I remember me and my wife watched that, The Babadook and The Taking of Deborah Logan, all around the same time, and It Follows, which I think are all good movies.
Yeah, The Babadook and It Follows came out the same year.
Lady in the Water. What does she mean? She ticked them.
I think she meant to write. She liked the creatures.
Or did she mean she licked them?
Could have been that too. I
or
can't.
Tickled them. Could be anything.
Could be. Who knows with Amber?
I like them too. I thought Lady in the Water is a really good movie. It's definitely one. It's not really a horror movie, I don't think, but it's definitely worth a watch. I bought it from Blockbuster for $5, just because my wife at the time, she really liked his movies. She was a big Signs person. Because Signs is good.
Signs was fun, for sure.
Yeah. I dig it. I really think I need to go get my fan because I'm hot. What else? What else is there we could talk about, guys? We're doing pretty good so far. Just bullshitting around. If you guys have a question out there, let us know. We'll try to answer it to our best. And we're trying to be on our best behavior, but it's the last show. It's like the last day of school, so we don't fucking care, right?
That's right. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for the big giveaway at 9.
Yeah.
On kids. Well, it's past 9 for you.
Silver Shamrock.
Yeah. We did a lot in October, if you think about it. What are some of the shows you guys look back on fondly that you really enjoyed? Because I know we did a lot of stuff this year. I mean, when I thought about starting the show next year, I'm like, what the hell are we going to talk about? Because we talked about so much, but there's a lot.
That's actually a really good question. I'll go first. The biggest episode that jumps out at me was having Mark Patton on as a guest. That was a really interesting episode. What?
I'm going to get my fan.
Okay. Well, anyways, for anybody that didn't watch that episode, we had Mark Patton on. He plays Jesse from Friday the 13th Part 2, and he, came on and like advertised the documentary that he did, the Scream Queen documentary. It was a really fun conversation. He, was really down to earth with us for the entire episode. Like, it was just a really good conversation, I think. And that episode kind of stands out to me the most of this season, I think. What do you think, Seth?
Well, I don't have a good memory, but I did like our discussion on the fog. I actually really liked our discussion on Stuart Gordon and his movies because I watched a lot of his movies for the first time because of that.
After he passed away, yeah.
Yeah. When we, because like before that show, I had never seen From Beyond or King of the Ants or Castle Freak, and I saw Dagon like a long time ago, but I didn't. It was nice to see it again, and it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's kind of a fun time.
Man, so you hadn't seen From Beyond, like that was like a recent watch. That movie's so fucked up.
That was for the first time, yeah, because of our show. And then, like right after I watched it, I was like, "I'm buying it." So I went to Amazon and bought the Blu-ray.
All right, where do I leave off here? A Nightmare on Elm Street, not Friday the 13th, or does he mean or? A Nightmare on Elm Street for me. Jaws was a fun discourse. Haven't watched the new Castle Freak yet. It's on Shudder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think Barbara Crampton produced it. Where the fuck can you get a RC still? Like RC Cola? What did I miss?
Oh, one of these?
Oh, yeah, RC Cola. Well, Jared lives in Kansas City area, so, Topeka. She likes shark. Yeah, that great shark painting that was always behind Seth. I miss it.
Yeah, we kind of just went to glaze over some of the episodes that stepped out, and I mentioned Mark Patton.
My favorite was the decade-defining episode. That was my favorite, and that was also our highest viewed favorite. But we did have the thing I want to do more in 2021 is have more guests on. We had Lisa Wilcox. We had, like you said, Mark Patton. We had Kinsegos on. We had JP DeStefano. We had Vince DeSanti on. How many more times can we have him on? I wonder.
He'll be on every year if he'll let us.
He loves us. that's one of the best things for me is having guests. And I remember the Lisa Wilcox show, how fucking nervous I was talking to her. And her and I have messaged back and forth since then. It's weird. It's cool though. Who else? There was somebody. Oh, we had Sasha Jensen. Had him on. I always got to do the spit take after. So I'd like to get more guests. I mean, ask us or tell us who you'd like to see us interview sometime, and we'll see if we can't get them on the show. I would also like to dip back in and get people we've had on before, like Lisa. And I know Nate will think it's counterproductive, but see, man, I'm gonna miss the show for the rest of the year. You guys definitely helped me keep my sanity this year. That was the whole plan, actually. That's why we're doing 2 shows a week. That helped us stay sane also. Helped me feel connected. The good thing, Alex, is we're friends now, and I'll keep you sane. All my lists and horror talk that people don't like, apparently, on Facebook. You make too many lists. You know what? Go fuck yourself.
Some of us like lists.
If you don't like lists, get off my goddamn friends list.
That is really cool of you to say, though, Alex, because, we're sitting here trying to keep ourselves sane during all this madness also. Like, we're all in it together, really.
Apparently, it's Rick Baker's birthday. Happy birthday, Rick Baker.
Oh, Mr. Rick.
Yeah.
Second best werewolf outfit.
Discuss Frank Castle movies. Did we?
I don't think we have. We didn't discuss Dark Castle at all.
Yeah, we may have talked about maybe in passing, but yeah, House on Haunted Hill, 13 Ghosts.
I think 13 Ghosts in passing.
Yeah, but then we haven't had shows. I'd love to do it, especially the originals, because sure, the late 90s remakes are fun with House on Haunted Hill, I think, is underrated, actually, and 13 Ghosts. But actually, I think both of them are underrated. But there are a lot of Dark Castle movies that we could definitely. I'd love to just have a show about those movies sometime.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure Nate will be down. Okay, it's got to be a state thing. Yeah, I don't have RC Cola was everywhere. I mean, in the 80s, especially. My uncle Mark is a truck driver, and he was an RC truck driver. He'd always bring us cases. He'd have stolen those now that I think about it. But he would always bring us cases of RC Cola. It's like he got his hands crushed. Some asshole threw a cinder block over an overpass and hit my uncle's truck, and his hands were on the wheel and smashed his hands.
Holy shit.
People. Yeah, we already did that. Rick Baker, 70, huh? Wow. Holy shit. Holy bejesus. That's fantastic. I want y'all to interview the shark from Jaws. Bruce apparently is booked for the next 3 to 4 or 5 years, maybe.
Yep.
And probably would be dead. Now, sharks live a long ass time, don't they? Well,
I hear he has some technical
not that one. That exploded. Yeah, well, I mean, there's other people we could try. I have reached out to Danielle Harris and Ashley Lawrence, but they don't check their messages. They probably get messaged like crazy on Instagram, so I wouldn't doubt that. So there's people we can reach out to. I'm sure Nate had connections with Sasha Jensen and Ken Saigos, and he got somebody else on. Oh, what's his name from Leslie Vernon?
Oh, Nathan Basil and the other gal that was in it too.
Was that the day my car got hit?
Yeah,
it might have been.
It was.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know I didn't miss many episodes, but I know I missed that one for sure. A episode because of my damn car. Some old dude. Yeah, our icons are getting old. Tony Todd just turned 66, apparently. I love Tony Todd. We have not talked about Candyman in depth, have we?
No, I think we just talked about the trailer for the new one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I really like to talk about Candyman because that's one of my favorites. That's between that and Scream. Those are probably my 2 favorite movies from the 90s. I know we did Scream. But yeah, we got plenty to get into. I was looking through my movies after thinking, what are we going to talk about in season 2 or season 2021, whatever you want to call it. And I'm looking at my movies and we haven't talked about that. We haven't talked about that. Oh, okay. We've got plenty, and we're going to be scaling back to 1 night a week, as far as I know, unless the master of the show, Nate, changes everything. Is it dictated by him? No. The only reason I'm joking because I'm sure Nate will watch this later. I'm joking. It's just we have to have our time at 6:30 or 7:30 for Nate. Yeah, I saw Tony Todd one time and he was so damn tall it was intimidating. So I'm short. I'm not gonna say how tall I am. I'm 5'1". No, I'm not. Anyway, well, is there any shows that? Yeah, that would be awesome. But I think that's gonna be damn near impossible to get Elvira on the show.
Ooh. Even if for like 15 minutes, like just
I'd have to find out who to reach out to. Favorite Christmas horror movie? Good question. Let's leave that up.
Gremlins.
I really like Krampus, which is a newer one.
Gremlins.
I'll tell you what. I'm not a fan of Black Christmas at all. I think it's overrated.
Or the 2 remakes.
I've only seen the one from 2006.
Yeah, they remade it again. I don't know.
Yeah, last year or this year. I haven't seen it yet. The trailer didn't bother
me. It's not terrible.
People.
There is another one. Rare Exports is a fun one. I wouldn't call it my favorite. I think it's made in Sweden about fucking angry Santas.
Isn't there one about Christmas, like Killer Trees too? There's Silent Night, Deadly Night. That's okay. One that I would definitely mention is Better Watch Out. That's a fun one. Which is much better. It's really fun. And then the Christmas Horror Story, I think is what it's called. It's the Krampus versus Santa on the cover. It's actually really fun.
As the host or whatever.
The radio host, yeah. I'd like to throw a review of Danse Macabre by Stephen. Okay, maybe. I've never heard of that. Have you heard of that, Seth?
Yeah, I heard of it. I've never read it.
It's his older ones, yeah.
We had never. I don't think we've done a Stephen King novel show.
We haven't. We should.
Yeah, we could. I'll set out that show. Well, I haven't read one in years, and I don't have any on hand. I'm not gonna just go buy a bunch of novels to read to review them. I don't read books as much anymore. Because I read and write comics all the time.
Well, I got several audiobooks.
Description right there.
I could get Audible, I guess, and just do it that way.
Yeah, well, I mean, I got some of the stuff. If I can figure it out, I can send you the links so you can download them.
Just listen to them while I poop.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I listen to my own podcast.
Pooping sounds.
Oh, it's Dance of the Macabre. Okay, gotcha. Make sure to check out Christmas Blood. Ain't gonna lie, Silent Night remake wasn't half bad. I don't think I've seen that one. Is it the one from like?
That's one that's got what's his name from Clockwork Orange?
Malcolm McDowell. Got to break Seth's list downs from like 2 weeks ago. What lists?
It was. I think he's talking about I did like my top 19 favorite Stephen King books.
Oh, I saw that, but that was like piss on Stephen King. No, I'm joking.
I finished Castle Rock season 2, and then I just got like right back into the mode of Stephen King. So
it's not hard. You like
season 2 was good.
I think it was last year.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even finish season 2. So
you got it.
I couldn't get into it. I was like,
oh really?
3 episodes in, and I was like, God, this is fucking agonizing. Yeah, I couldn't get into it. I keep.
She looks like a young Kathy Bates in that role. Come on now.
You know what? I have a hard time watching that role because I've always been super attracted to her. So it's like, yeah. No, she shows her boobs in True Blood, and that was the end for me.
Say what now?
Kaplan? Yeah. Saw her boobs, and I was like, oh god, she's got perfect breasts. Yep.
It's stupendous.
Stupendous. I mean, they're not like the girls from Friday the 13th, 2009, but they're pretty good. Look it up. Look at her. She's no Alexandra Daddario or whatever her name is.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into some Stephen King stuff, I'm sure. Like, I was just going to say I watched season 1 when it aired of Castle Rock. I thought that was phenomenal. And that alone, I bought there was a Stephen King 3-pack of movies, and it was miniseries. It had It, The Shining, which my biggest problem with The Shining is that fucking kid in that movie. He's the kid, he's like this all the time. Fucking annoying. He's the worst. Otherwise,
Steven Weber one, right?
Yeah, Steven Weber, who looks like Christian Bale, which made me think if they remake The Shining, they should have Christian Bale play Jack Torrance. I think he could do it and do it rather well. I think people have problems with it because Jack Nicholson has such an iconic performance in the 1980 version, but let's let it go. That's, that was not what it was meant to be like, I don't think.
And plus, they filmed it at the actual hotel that it was supposed to be at.
Yeah, the Stanley Hotel.
Stanley in Colorado.
Yeah, but there's that, and then the Salem's Lot TV movie or whatever the miniseries was on there, and I don't hate that. I don't hate it.
Which one? The Rob Lowe one?
The Rob Lowe one, yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that one too. I don't understand why people have beef with it.
I don't either. I need to see if Keith can do it for me, but I'd like to split up that set because it looks stupid.
And I haven't seen that Steven Weber Shining in a while.
It's worth watching. I don't think it's bad at all. It's that kid in the movie just takes you right out of it. And then the one thing I like that they did with the 1980 movie is made Tony look more like Mrs. Torrance. They showed him in the goddamn Steven Weber, and that took you right out. Some dude with glasses is like, oh, come on, dude. You look like the guy from fucking Jason Goes to Hell. But otherwise, it's not bad. Rebecca De Mornay is really good. Yeah, that kid fucked up the whole thing, in my opinion, because I think it was okay otherwise. We are going to do a Shining show because we did not do The Shining and Dr. Sleep, which Dr. Sleep, in my opinion, is great.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see.
You guys need to open up and watch the director's cut. That's over 3 hours long.
Yeah, it's good though. Top 10 25 Tales from the Crypt. What? Top 10 to 25 Tales from the Crypt episodes. I'm guessing episodes.
Oh, yeah. Actual episodes, individual. Oh, that'd be fun.
That would be quite the undertaking because we all.
I'm actually rewatching that show right now, and I'm like halfway through the second season now.
That's where I stopped watching it, actually. Nothing against it. It's just I was watching it and then I stopped. So
I love it. I own all 7 seasons plus the movies.
I do too.
So
we could talk about the movies because I don't think we got to talk about the movies. Jared has is having a love affair with Billy Zane.
I have a boner for Demon Knight.
Yeah,
100%.
Nothing
we should
wrong
talk
with
about those.
Yeah, I mean,
but I think if we started like an episode like that, like pretty much everybody's top 3 all throughout the house would be like in everybody's top 3 episodes. Like seriously, that second episode of Tales from the Crypt was fucking terrifying as a kid.
Which one was it? The Santa one?
Yes.
Now, did you guys ever see the original Tales from the Crypt movie?
Yes.
Yes, from the 70s.
Yeah, and there was the original version of that and that. Yeah, that was pretty good too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love Tales from the Crypt. It'd just be a lot to watch to try to. I couldn't even tell you my favorite episodes. Although there's an episode that always springs to mind with Beau Bridges, and he's a what is he? Not a mortician. Is that what he is? And he, you know what I'm talking about? Like he thinks he's dead, or he gets to see what it's like to be dead, or something like that.
Yeah.
That was fucked up.
Yeah.
The Santa episode was the best. I have a feeling that it would come down to that one being one of the top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
The OG Shining watching is still.
Fred Decker did it. Monster Squad.
Yeah.
There was another one. Joe Pantoliano is like 9 Lives, where he had a cat like sewed in. Cat's part of his brain sewed in, and he could die. And he had like this sideshow freak where he would kill himself, and that was a fun episode. That would probably be in my top 10.
I love what is it? The first episode is with what's his name? The guy that plays Death in Bill and Ted.
William Sadler.
Yeah, William Sadler.
Is the one where he pulls, he's the guy who pulled, or the janitor or whatever.
Yeah, the executioner. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones, and I don't remember a lot of later ones. I remember when it came out. That was when early on in my horror life or whatever, and I remember seeing the previews on HBO and told my mom, I was like, I'm watching that every Sunday. I'd watch, and I did for like the first 2 or 3 years. Watched it every time I remembered it was on.
There's a really good war episode. I can't remember what season it is, but with Kirk Douglas and his other son, not Michael Douglas, but his older brother. And it's really, really good. I think it's called Yellow. You should check that one out for sure. It's really, really good.
We might have to do a show about Tales from the Crypt because there are some good episodes, and I wonder how Nate feels about it. I guess we could ask him. How do you feel about Tales from the Crypt?
And this reminds me. Amber mentioned something to me the other night about how it would be kind of cool for us to do we all list our top TV series, horror TV series, or something like that.
That's interesting. Off the top of my head, it's like, what would you consider a horror series? Like, actually, I'll tell you one of my favorites that most people probably haven't watched. Actually, you know what I got right here?
I could go out and throw out Showtime's Masters of Horror.
Channel Zero. Anybody watch this?
Nope, I haven't seen it.
It's on Shudder. It's an anthology series, and there's only 4 seasons. Is it 4 or 5? I think it's 4, and every season is something different. There's like 6 episodes. The first season is haunting as fuck. I absolutely 100% recommend watching Channel Zero. There's also a show called Slasher that I watched the first season. That was pretty good.
That's on Netflix. Yeah,
is it on Netflix. What else is there? Channel Zero had a few moments. Yeah, especially the first 2 seasons. The second season's called The No End House. They're all different. I only have the first 2 on DVD because I don't know if they even released the other 2. Because, that shit happens. I also like the show Scream Queens that Fox did with Jamie Lee Curtis and, what's her name? The fucking...
Eric Roberts' daughter.
Yeah, Emma Roberts. Yeah, I really actually like her a lot. Actually, yeah, American Horror Story. That's my favorite horror TV show. I don't care. I love it.
First few seasons, yeah, were good for sure.
I love, let's see, horror TV show wise, I love Actors of Evil Dead. Forever Sad that it's, and True Blood. See, the thing about True Blood is it a horror show? Sure, it's got vampires and werewolves and the other supernatural maenads. I love this show, but I don't even know if it's a horror show. It's more like a drama with blood.
I've never seen it, so I really couldn't.
One that had Rutger Hauer. That was the 3rd season, I believe, and it was the Butcher's Bay or Butcher's Block or something like that. Cannibal stuff. You guys enjoy? I enjoy American Horror Story. I don't know if you guys do or not. My favorite season is Coven, the witches. I love witches.
I liked Freaks.
I did not like that one. This is the only one I didn't like.
So
actually, I take it back. The one, what is it called? I can't think of what it was called.
I haven't seen from growing up on. Let's put it that way.
American Horror Story, the show. Hannibal, I couldn't get into. I tried.
Then they had the political one.
That's called. That's the worst one. 84 was good. I loved Apocalypse, because that tied back into seasons 3 and 1. It's good to watch them all if you haven't watched them. I don't consider The Walking Dead a horror show. Do you guys?
I do, but
if that is, then Supernatural is a horror show too.
Yes, agreed. But at the same time, The Walking Dead started out a lot more grim, but then
Mark, appreciate your time. You watched it.
Then you watch it for 9 seasons, and it doesn't feel like it has the same effect that it did have. Then you bring in characters.
The only thing that made The Walking Dead a horror show.
It's a roller coaster. I'm up and down on that show.
What's that one show? Drawing a blank. Am I glitching out?
Nope.
No,
That's just your face normally.
because you guys are.
But do you guys remember that show, Masters of Horror, that Showtime did like
Yeah.
15 years ago or whatever?
Yep. John Carpenter's Cigarette Burns is like
Yeah,
my favorite.
that is a great one. Oh my god. There's so many good horror directors. Like, guys, if you haven't seen Masters of Horror, you can find it on Vudu. I think I found the entire series for like $10. I don't know if it's on sale for that right now, but every episode is directed by a different horror movie director. Yep, there you go, Edward. Nice. I think one of my favorite ones was the band episode that Takashi Miike did. That's a bad one. But I love Miike.
I like that idea, Alex. Where it's an anthology. I remember now. Bates Motel is another one.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm getting sleepy.
So
I'm back on work hours instead of my vacation hours where I slept a lot.
So we're hovering around an hour now. So would you guys say 2020 was a shitty year for horror or what?
As far as movies go, I only saw maybe 3 or 4 new movies that were horror this year. And one of them, my favorite, was probably Scare Package, which is on Shudder. Go figure. That's an anthology type movie. It's a lot of fun. It's more of a horror comedy type movie, and I definitely recommend it. I tried to buy it at Walmart today, but I couldn't find the Blu-ray. I could only find the DVD, and I didn't take the plunge on the DVD. And then Invisible Man. Those are only 2 that really stand out for me for this year. I know there were a bunch more. Yeah, Scare Package is awesome.
I watched one. I think it's on Netflix now. I watched it on Vudu. It's called Ghosts of War.
Yeah.
And it's kind of set in World War II, and there is a small company of soldiers, and they take over a chateau in France, and there's ghosts and stuff, and there's a twist in the third act that kind of takes the movie and flips it on its fucking head. So it's basically like a supernatural horror movie, but also like a visceral, like fucking, it really like brings home the traumatic PTSD of just being in war in general. Like, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it was a really good fucking movie. Billy Zane is in it.
Of course. Look, here's the thing about my year in horror was, if it wasn't for the show, it'd be non-existent. Because last year I watched 537 horror movies, different horror movies. Last year I got horrored out. I have not watched a horror movie since we did the commentary for Nightmare on Elm Street. I hate to say that, but I am burnt the fuck out on watching horror at the moment. I hate to say that, but it's true. I'm trying to get into the spirit of watching the Holy Gialli or whatever the fuck, Holly Gialli. But man, for some reason I'm just not in it anymore. I still love talking about horror, but I can't get into anything. Here's a question. What horror movie would you make into a series? I think A Nightmare on Elm Street would make a cool series. Honestly, I think it could happen to so many different people. I don't think they should ever make Friday the 13th or Halloween.
Didn't that already happen in the 90s with Freddy's Nightmares?
That's not the same thing.
That is a good question. I'd have to think about that one.
Yeah.
The Howling.
Maybe. I don't know about that. They could probably. I mean, they're able to do.
There's so much material they didn't take from the books because.
Well, even so, I mean, there's a way to do it just based on that community in the first movie.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of shit could happen there. I think about it in the same terms of the way True Blood was almost. but with rules. I don't know. That's a good question. I can't think of anything offhand. I'd like to see Ash vs. Evil Dead come back.
I'd be all right with that.
I don't know, man. I would love a different style zombie show, but not fucking The Walking Dead, because I want to see. I'd love to see like a Romero verse zombie show rather than The Walking Dead's been so disappointing. I read every single issue of The Walking Dead comic, and they've gone so far away from that. It's pathetic, in my opinion. The Greasy Strangler series. I've never watched that. I don't think
Cutie, duty, rubber duty.
Death Becomes Her as a series. I don't know. Sleepaway Camp could be a series. No,
Disco cutie, hootie, duty, disco cutie.
Oh my god. Some of the shit Jared watches.
Hey, the Greasy Strangler is a thing. Eduardo, you got my back.
I know it's a thing. It's something that I don't want to even know
It's way the fuck out there, but it's fun. Yeah. It reminds me of like Napoleon Dynamite makes a horror movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of, because Napoleon Dynamite is a dumb movie. So
it's just that weird, awkward humor.
That you can't place the decade that it takes place in.
And there's weird wieners and lots of grease and sausages. Such big sausages.
I know that's something that you and Brian talked about a lot on the old show.
Mm-hmm.
God, I hope I don't have to hear about it again on Wednesday. That and street trash. What up? Puerto Rico movie wax. I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't know. I don't know what I'd watch. I tend to stay away from horror shows for the most part. I don't know why.
Well, there's definitely potential with some. Like, if I know it's not technically straight horror, but like if you guys have read the Odd Thomas novels from Dean Koontz, you know, if they did like a series based on all those books.
Yeah, I wish they would have delved deeper into that, but I don't know why they only made the one movie.
There was an issue with the producers and the rights, and like it didn't get a proper marketing campaign. It sat on the shelf for a while until some stuff got resolved, and then it just got released. So that movie was doomed because of some behind the scenes shit.
That's a shame. It was good, and Anton Yelchin was great.
Oh, he was perfect for that character. Perfect.
Yeah, he was. That was a good movie.
That, you know, if they would have made another one, he may still be alive, because that was a freak accident. Who knows where his path would have gone from that point if he would have made another one of those. Yeah, Odd Thomas is good stuff. Is that streaming anywhere anymore? I bought it like as soon. That was one of those movies I saw and bought immediately.
Yeah,
it might be on Netflix.
I read the book before I saw the movie, but it's a great movie. It's pretty damn faithful to the book too.
It is not on Netflix, but it's on Hulu.
Hulu
and Prime and Tubi, of course.
Oh yeah. For you guys out there that don't have Tubi, there's lots of good horror stuff on Tubi, and it's all free.
I don't know how you can make The Thing a series. I mean, maybe I'm thinking about it too small. I think maybe a mini series, like a 6 episode mini series, but I don't know about a full series, because if we're talking series, it'd have to go multiple seasons, and I don't see how The Thing, unless they go from goes from one place to another, like it does from the prequel to the
right, where the thing actually breaks away from the camp and they have to actually follow it or something.
Yeah, well, wasn't there like a comic series from like Dark Horse where it was about like McCready?
Yeah, I don't know if it was Dark Horse, but yeah, I do believe. And there's also the sequel video game.
Yep.
Yeah, the Xbox and PlayStation 2, I think it was on.
I've heard it's good. I've heard both of them are good. I think the sequel or the comic, Ray Canella, remember, Jared? He has that, and he told us, which one was The Thing at the end based on that comic. Mm-hmm. And I think he said it was McCready. I think. I don't. Do you remember?
We got a 50-50 shot.
Well, yeah. I have to go back to that episode, which is on our YouTube page.
I think it would be more effective if it was McCready because that was the one they thought it was all along.
I didn't. I never did. I never thought it was him. I mean, if you watch the movie, he still is breathing, right? Showing breath. Isn't that a thing?
Well, it was a thing until they did the restorations on the print. You can see on the newer Blu-rays, Childs does breathe as well.
Okay.
Well, there goes that. Guys, it was real, but gotta put the kid to bed. And well, read a good one for us, Daytona.
Razor is that Star Wars stuff going to be on the Horror Syndicate. It's Rage of Razor. If you want to follow that, it's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. Rage of Razor, and we're going to do a Mandalorian theory show tomorrow, and then we're at 3 a.m., which will be 4 a.m. for you. We'll do a reaction show after it's over with spoilers.
What?
Yeah. It says spoilers. Look.
Long movies.
Look, I have the thing. Look, see? Spoilers. See, it's up in the corner. It says spoilers.
Are you seriously going to do something at 4 a.m.?
Yeah, look at that. There's the Rage of Razor logo. Oh, woohoo! Yeah, dude. We do it. We've done it like the last 3 weeks or something like that. Yeah, check it out. See? Look at that.
Boom.
By the way, Jared, I don't know if you want to see this or not, but for give me a second. For Wednesday, I had Jay make a new one of these for us. Woo! Gotta love the red. Anyway,
that's cool. How interchangeable it is.
Yeah, got a bunch of them. Can put this back up in the corner. I'd like Nate to change the colors because I'm not wild about the yellow. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really not wild about. Spoiler alert! I don't like the yellow. I usually take a nap. Mandalorian drops at 2 a.m. And we do a reaction show after it's over. So, and then I go to bed for about 2 hours and wake up with the kids. I hate cooking because it stuffs my nose up. It congests me. Yeah, please check it out. Please subscribe. We're up to 53 subscribers or some shit. Yeah, Alex stays up. He watched the show last time.
That's dedication.
Huh?
So that's dedication.
Yeah.
I mean,
hashtag Boba lives.
Hashtag Razor is a Star Wars huge butt fan. Butt fan. I need a butt fan. Keep my butt from getting so moist.
Suspiciously for your boy.
Yeah. Anyway, is there anything else you guys want to cover? Last show of the year.
Do we have any highlights or any letdowns from this year? Or is this all has been a letdown because of COVID?
Well, I like that we went. I think there was only 1 week. We were able to not miss a single episode. I think we went live every week from like February all the way through. None of us got COVID, so that's nice, right? I don't think any of us got COVID.
I did not. I ran a fever a couple times, but it was definitely not COVID.
Nate had a scare. I had a scare, but that's about it. But it's been a disappointing year because of the lack of going to the movies and seeing movies in the theater. That's my pleasure. And there's movies that haven't come out this year that I was hoping would come out, and maybe we'll get to see some stuff in 2021. 2020 has been a wash. I had my 40th birthday this year, and I was going to have this party and celebrate with all my other friends, and didn't even get to do that. So now we're hoping that we're going to be able to do that next year, but it doesn't sound like it because that vaccine. It sounds like we'll all be vaccinated if we get vaccinated by the middle of the summer. So, for those who didn't know that, for some reason when I cook, it stuffs me up. It's doing that right now. No, anything else? Oh shit! For anybody who missed the Operation Eclipse Kickstarter for number 2, it's going to be on Indiegogo tomorrow. Just going to throw that out there. We were told to try Indiegogo as well because we're missing a whole different customer base, possible readers. So just going to throw that out there for anybody who cares. My comic. What else?
I just want to say it's been fun doing this for the year, and it's been keeping me going. So
It's been fun, man. I really enjoy talking with everybody, and I really like doing the commentaries quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's like hanging out and watching movies. I'm trying to think of the number of episodes we did. It's over 80, I believe, episodes this year. Yeah, I think we spent a third of the year on here, so I'll have to go back and check. Keith was numbering them for a while, but I told him to stop doing that, and that turned out to be stupid. Well, he messed up somewhere, and it was like, oh, we're doing episode number 50, and it turned out it was like 53. It's like, damn it, dude. That's okay. Oh, man. Well, any questions from our followers that are watching? Because otherwise we're gonna go. We usually can stay on for a good hour and a half, but Nate's not here to chew our ears off. Jared, any last words for 2020? They'll come on Wednesday because
my birthday's coming up, and I'm looking forward to 2021 because Lord knows it can only be better.
Hopefully.
I can't imagine it would be worse, but
2020's dealt you a lot of weird shit. So,
yep,
including
I have you guys to keep me out of that. So and
Seth,
thanks to everybody that's commented and watched us throughout the year. It means a lot. But, we have people that are engaging with us. Alex, thanks for a great year too, man.
Hopefully 2021's better.
It really does help having, people to engage with us. Like, we could do this in a Zoom platform just all on our own, but we want to put it out there for people who want to listen in to the bullshit we want to talk about. But
it's like we're hanging out with us.
We all live in different parts of the United States, and we can't sit in the same room and talk about this kind of shit.
Well, hopefully we can do Horror Hound in September again, right?
Oh God, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Get Seth out there. We'll meet Morgan. Nate will be there. I'm sure Keith will be there. Vince will be there to talk our ears off again. Seth, what about you? Any final thoughts on 2020 and the Horror Syndicate Discourse? Do we have to rename the show next year, or should we keep it Discourse?
We can probably keep it Discourse. It's like I said, it's been fun. It's gonna be kind of weird not doing it for a while, but and it's helped me too because when I first started this, I had a real hard time talking on camera and stuff like that. And I feel like I've improved with that and confidence a little bit. A little bit, yeah. But yeah, 2020 kind of sucked, but some good stuff happened too, so can't complain too much.
Happy birthday, Puerto Rico Movie Wax. I don't know what your name is, but happy birthday. Yeah, Seth, I'm glad you came on the show and been a part of that because you've come out of your shell.
Yeah. Right
before us because you started somewhat doing a show with your buddy, and is that still going on?
It is. It's just yeah.
Well, listen, now you're doing your own thing too, and that's good. You're blossoming, and I'm glad that you got some great insight. Jared, you always have great insight. Nate's got a lot of insight. And I'm very thankful for you guys, all you guys, except for Keith. No, it's been fun talking to everybody, and I can't wait to do it next year as well. And definitely going to have a special Rage of Razor episode to talk about some some stuff, maybe some not just the Bond stuff, but maybe get Jared on there and talk about action movies from the 80s or something like that, just for fun. I think that'd be a good time. Again, I appreciate everybody who follows the Horror Syndicate, shares us, shares the page, just subscribes to the YouTube channel, is a part of the brackets. We did the most brackets we've ever done this year. We did at least one per month. We counted down all the decades. We're in the 40s now. Next week we'll do the 30s, and then we'll do a massive bracket with 64 movies from about 5 or 6 from each decade. And then that'll be it for brackets until March.
And then we'll do another one next year with 500,000 movies, all pitted against each other.
Yes. We'll take every horror movie and find out which is number one. Halloween. It'll always be Halloween. Halloween is retired from the brackets. It's one too many. And so is The Thing and A Nightmare on Elm Street. Anyway, we won't do another bracket till March, more than likely. They're a lot of work, and I have to pretty much do it all by myself. And I'm not saying, I wish Seth would put down his beer and help me. There's no way for anybody really to help me. So, but it's fun otherwise. I love seeing the results. By the way, the Wolfman nearly pulled off taking all the votes. It was 87-4.
Oh, wow.
4. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was very close. So we'll finish up the 40s this week, hit the 30s next week, and then we'll do a year-end bracket as we always do. This one will be all about the decades. So far, the decade winners are Evil Dead from 2013 for that decade, Trick or Treat for the 2000s. The 90s was Army of Darkness. The 80s was Evil Dead 2. Go fucking figure. The 70s was, I believe, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The 60s, I think, was Night of the Living Dead or Psycho. I don't remember offhand. And the 50s, don't remember. I don't remember the last one for some reason. Because the 50s horror sucked for the most part. Creature from the Black Lagoon was good.
The 50s
The Horror Dracula was good. But I can't remember for the life of me what won. Huh? Do what?
I said the 50s was mostly known for like the atomic, like sci-fi mutant movies.
Yeah, it's atomic agent horror for sure. I have to look because I really don't remember what won at all. I feel like it'd be obvious if it was Creature, right? Or The Fly. There's The Fly and so one with the fucking aliens.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Yeah, it's got to be one of those. Who knows? It was probably Godzilla.
The Blob wasn't in there. Come on.
Call me Francisco. Hello, Francisco. Hope you subscribe to the Horror Syndicate page. I really appreciate it if you did.
Hi, Francisco. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Christmas Eve. Alex Ross, I want to thank you very much for being such a great supporter. Anybody who watches this, check out Volumes of Blood. He's in it at the very beginning of the movie. He's the slacker. I think he's falling asleep or something. Isn't that right, Alex? Happy New Year. Happy Christmas. Happy holidays. Isn't that what we're supposed to say these days?
Happy Christmas, Wanaka.
Yeah, thank you. We have one last thing to tell everybody. Special announcement. Seth, are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, we're not doing this, are we?
We're doing it. You ready?
I am not ready for this.
Okay. Well, our special announcement is